We're back in the Insiders room. It's championship week. Mate, we got a full slate of people here. We got Greg the Greek, Legion, Rossman, Bowser, and the man that cannot be seen, Slick Rick. He's back here. So, hey, how you guys doing, mate? Hey, listen, this weekend, mate, unbelievable football. Unbelievable football. It's amazing. But Greg, so what are your thoughts about this weekend? Yeah, Greg, sort something out. God damn it! What? I put you up front and you screwed up. Legion, go on.
Yeah, no, this weekend, yeah, it's exciting, honestly. A lot of talk, people are thinking maybe it's the Bengals and 49ers again for a number 4 Super Bowl, right? But I just can't see that happening, to be honest. Maybe one dog wins, and, I would think if a dog's going to win, it might be the Bengals more than the 49ers, just because the 49ers have beaten the Rams so many times. It's like, all right, the Rams are due to beat them, and they just got a way more complete team. And the Bengals, beat KC already once, and so they know what they need to do to beat them again. But nonetheless, I'm just going, me and Bowser already got our teasers figured out and stuff like that. I don't know if I'm going to go on a straight bet or not. If I did, I'd just lean the under on the Rams game, honestly, as of right now. But yeah, definitely exciting.
Wait, hey. I'll get back to you actually what you want to bet later. I was just like, so hey, Greg, is your mic working? No.
No.
No. I think so. We can lip read him actually. We can understand what he's saying.
Listen. I got my cousins are deaf, but hey, it does me no good now.
Rising. Can you hear me now?
Oh, there you go.
There it is.
Yes.
So, Greg, not talking about, but I'm not looking forward. Sorry, Legion, but I'm just like,
No, you're good.
Last weekend, mate. That was some great football.
Unbelievable. How about that last game though? Like the Bills and the Chiefs game. Like,
I ain't ever seen some shit like that before. Ever in my all of the football watching, I have never seen somebody move the ball like 65 yards or whatever they needed to.
But honestly, as you were watching it, you're like, why did they not like squib it, kick it? You know what I mean? Like at every turn, you're like, why did they play 4 guys there and let them screen it for 25 yards on the first play?
If you squib it, they only get one play. If you squib it, they get one play to complete a pass to get in field goal range.
Yeah, so I mean, like as it was happening, I was like thinking in my head, I was like, this is exactly what they need to win, and they have the kicker with the leg to do it, and yeah.
Hell, they would have been better with an onside kick, bro.
See, here's the thing. I disagree. I somewhat disagree. If they scrib it, it just scribs down the field, and KC falls on it at the 35 or 40, whatever, and just stops it there. It's only like 1 or 2 seconds.
Oh, I think there's 4 seconds
disagree.
off it. There's 13, so you're talking 8 seconds.
Plus,
and they don't have any timeouts. No, they don't got any timeouts. We were in that game. Oh yeah, they did. You're right. But still, they only got 1 or 2 plays at the most.
It's not only that.
That's all they needed.
When you squib it, you put the pressure on them to like do something with the time and start running the clock. It's just like.
I understand.
You gotta
that.
squib it. You gotta
I
squib it.
understand that, but this is KC. It's not Dallas.
Yeah, I mean Patrick Mahomes.
It's KC. It's not Dallas. They ran 2 great plays, and I don't know if you I'm sure you guys seen it, but when the last play when they went up to the line of scrimmage and Kelsey saw what they were doing. And then both of them call a timeout. He comes back in the huddle and says, listen, if they do this, I'm going to do this. And they go up the line of scrimmage, and you can hear on the tape where and Mahomes is going, Kelsey, do it. Kelsey, do it.
Yeah.
Kelsey, do it.
Yeah.
And you know what's going on? Hey, listen, it's not Dallas. They weren't Dallas. They actually had 2 plays. I'm gonna say.
Yeah.
Yeah, I forgot they had the timeouts, but yeah, they
Yeah.
might have gotten 1 or 2 plays. But I just think that you still got if you can kick 4 seconds off the clock,
I
you got to
agree with
do
you.
it.
I agree with you. I agree with you. I agree with you. But I just think if you scrim it, I think the guy just falls on it, calls timeout. It'd be 1 or 2 seconds, and you still be in the same position.
How do you give up that? How do you give that up in
Uh,
13 seconds? I mean, come on.
No, I'm more
It's
mad at
been
how come
drama,
they don't just why do
but
they
my
rush 4
God.
guys?
You're
It's a Lions.
sleepwalking on
Right. It's a
defense,
prevent defense.
yeah, you're
That's what
sleepwalking.
they always do. You rush guys all game. You rush 5 guys all game or 4 guys all game, and it gets you to the lead. And then when you got the lead, inside of 2 minutes, all of a sudden you start rushing 3 guys.
It's
It
the
makes no
Lions.
sense.
It's the Lions.
I told somebody, I said, that's a game that the Lions, that's how they would lose. If they ever got that far, that's exactly how they would lose. Or they go into overtime, win the toss, and not take the ball. We'll take the win. It'll probably be a dome stadium, but we'll take the win anyhow.
Oh no.
So do we think moving
Hey,
forward in the NFL
no.
for that in the playoffs? Do you think that both teams should have the ball then, even if a touchdown's scored?
Yes, I do.
Just for the playoffs.
No. Again, and here's my only argument then. So if both teams score a touchdown, and it's still down to the coin flip.
No, I think it just you keep playing. At that point, it's like you had your shot.
But,
now you
no,
better stop. At that point, it's equal.
But it still comes down to the coin flip.
Well, wasn't it because of the playoffs that they switched it to the field goal rule? I mean, it's evolved, but that wasn't.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, within the
It
past
used to just be sudden death,
5
right?
years,
right?
You know
but
that they've changed it, so it's not like it's. I mean, I think they're going to change it because it just seems like they've already set the precedent that they say, well, if shit goes sideways in the playoffs, then we'll just change what we need to.
It's going to be changed. There's no doubt about that.
Wait. I'll go back to this. And Legion, I know these guys are young. And Ross, you're a little bit older. Legion. Actually, me and Rick will go back to this. The Chargers? Was it the Chargers Dolphins?
Yeah.
That was like 3 overtimes and
yeah, that was until Sunday. That was the greatest game in the world. And Winslow's father went off that game, Kellen Winslow.
Yeah, Kellen
Senior,
Winslow.
not junior, but
like Kellen Winslow.
Yeah, that was on New Year's. Yeah, that was on New Year's Eve. There was 3. He blocked a field goal. He caught like 3 touchdowns. The hook and lateral that Miami ran in.
But it was It was 3-15 overtimes. And they came up with a winner. And now it's like, no, we gotta do this. We gotta
That's my solution. Not if you guys care or not, but my solution would be you put 15 minutes on the clock and you just go normal rules.
Yeah.
And if it's tied after that, you put another 15 minutes on and attrition or whatever.
I agree with that.
All of us could have watched another 3 quarters of that.
That game.
Yeah, you're right about that.
3 quarters and not complain.
Oh, exactly.
But hey, Ross, do you remember that game? The Chargers Dolphins.
Chargers Dolphins. You are a little bit older than me. No.
All right. See, me and Rick were the only ones that could actually remember that game. But
yes.
I could drink back then. I was old enough to drink back then. That's how old we are. No, I'm just kidding.
I'm just saying, there's no rules. It was like
no. I mean, can you tell me? All right, let me just say this, and this is why I think that you need to change the rule. Does anybody here think that Buffalo wouldn't have scored if they got the ball again?
Oh no, they were going to score.
No,
makes sense. Well, there you go.
But again,
the game was decided by a coin flip.
No, but again, if Buffalo scores, then what? Then does Kansas City get the ball next?
Sooner or later, somebody's going to throw an INT, or there's going to be a fumble, or whatever.
But does Kansas City get the ball next, and they can just kick a field goal and win? So it comes back to the field goal.
I would say,
the coin flip.
to
There
play the
was no
devil's advocate a little bit, both those defenses were gassed. Like, you weren't going to get any more defensive performances in that game. It was going to be whoever had the ball last at 15 minutes to score a touchdown was going to win. There was no defense left in that game. But again, we would have all loved to see another quarter of them just lighting up the scoreboard. So
No, I agree with that.
it was an amazing game, but there was no defense left in that game.
I think somebody might have tried to start running the ball and try to kill the clock and set up a last-minute game-winning field goal with no time on the clock.
Man, yeah.
Mute me.
I think that's Legions because I know it's not.
No, that's
It's me.
Bowser.
Mute
Yeah,
me.
that's
No.
Mute me, please.
Oh no, sorry, Legions. No, I meant Bowser. I know it's not yours, and I definitely know it's not Rick's. So
If that's news to me. I don't have any that I claim.
I'm not claiming any.
all right. I mean, that was a great game.
Yeah.
Was it the best game ever? In my book,
Up
it
there.
was.
It's up there. I mean, I can't
It's
think of a game.
See, but again, Rick, back in our day, I go back to almost the Chargers-Dolphins game, only because
Until that game, I would have totally 100% agreed with you.
All right.
Now, if we look at the weekend overall, though, all games came down to were decided on the last play.
Crazy.
That has to be the greatest weekend in the history of NFL playoffs,
Yeah.
hands down.
I can agree to that.
That is, wow.
Yeah, it's just amazing. All of
I
them.
couldn't write the script any better.
Oh, exactly. And I know it's hindsight, but I promise you that I figured 100% whoever won the coin toss in that game was going to win the game.
What
I
game?
didn't say there was the Kansas City Buffalo game.
Oh, you talk about the overtime.
Yeah. I'm just saying whoever won the coin flip was going to win the game. I didn't see
Well,
there
it's a
was
little
any
bit
scenario.
ironic, anyways, for the Chiefs, and because the last time this happened to the Chiefs, they were on the other end of it, right? Against New England.
Yes.
And so now they got justice served back to them, and so ended good for them. But now the Buffalo Bills feel what KC did a few years ago. So I mean, I want them to change the rules. I want them to see a little bit more. The other team get the ball. That's what I want.
But I understand that. Here's my thing: 13 seconds.
Yeah, that shouldn't have happened.
13
Yeah.
Wait, 13
Buffalo's D has to
seconds.
take responsibility for that. Yeah.
Well, for Buffalo, should have never got the lead either with a minute left in the game. They shouldn't have got the touchdown either if there was defense. And then,
That's true. That's true.
Do you guys remember the game in the playoffs where Matt Hasselbeck won the coin flip? And he was like, we want the ball and we're going to win. And then he threw an interception for.
Oh, yeah. That was in Green Bay. Yeah, that was in Green Bay. Yeah, I do remember that.
Yeah, that's when Sean was that the same year Sean Alexander had the most touchdowns or something, got the record or something like that.
Yeah, I think you're right. Yeah,
It was against Green Bay, I believe.
Hey, Ross, and Rick. I know.
Yeah.
I'm not sure. Hey, Matthew Stafford. He did something that we always thought
it might not be possible.
Yeah, well, hey, mate. Here's my thing, mate, and I posted on Facebook after those last two passes. I said nobody in Detroit could thought would not. No, I actually didn't. I said congratulations, Matt, for those last two passes at the end of the game.
That's 100% right. That's the best pass he threw in his career.
Yeah.
Unfortunately, it came in the wrong jersey.
No, I agree with you there, but no, it's just the fact that, wait.
I'm happy for him.
I am.
He deserves it. He actually deserves it.
He seems like a good guy. I agree, Legion. He seems like a good guy. I don't have any animosity towards him.
We know Detroit. He gave Detroit everything, and Detroit gives him jack shit. So
He did.
I'm happy.
Yeah, you're right. You're exactly right, Ross.
But
Yeah.
here's the thing: that game, there's nothing in that game. And I kind of heard it today. I think the guy's an asshole. I'm sports good. The other day he's like, oh, Matthew Stafford, he's trying to give that game away. No, he did nothing in that game to give that game away. Nothing.
You're right
Akers
about that. Yeah.
Cup fumbled.
He even
Akers-
ran for some yards. He
Akers
did well.
fumbled twice.
Yeah, if
did
Akers,
nothing.
we wouldn't even be talking about this if Akers doesn't fumble.
Right. He did nothing in that game. He did throw a pick six. He did throw an interception. But and then everybody's like, oh, Brady, oh, he's coming back. Oh, he's letting him back. And then boom, done. Thank you. Thank you, Matthew Stafford. Hey, I hope Brady retires. Then I can just say Matthew Stafford retired. Fucking
Tom Brady.
Now that's mean.
Stafford
That's
played the
making
way
it
he always
sound-
plays.
That's how you know he's going to play again. He doesn't want to go out on that note.
You know, I was thinking about that too. He can't end his career like that, can he? Yeah.
I don't think so.
I don't know.
No, he'll
Unless
come back.
unless it's Gazelle. That's the only way.
No, I mean, here's the thing, though. Listen, wait, I think Bowser. No. I think Rossman and Legion would be the only two that could actually. Because, but you two are both young. I mean, Brady's like 40, 44, 45, whatever. He's got kids and he's got a wife, and at some point, does family matter? I don't know. To be honest, I don't think Brady will retire because of his family. I don't think it matters to him.
He likes Super Bowls.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, I think.
I mean, but you know, hey, really, I'm just saying, you know, I look at what you do to your wife and wrestling and that, and you know, you have a lot to do with your wife, and Ross, you do the same thing. I'm just saying, Brady. I don't think Brady gives a shit.
No.
It's got to be hard to be on the road when you have a model wife at home.
I mean, have y'all even talked about the fact that it was a huge letdown on Green Bay's part by losing that game to the 49ers?
No, we haven't talked
Oh
about
my
any
We
of
haven't got
that.
to that one yet.
I love
That's
that.
too easy.
So how did you go from talking about last weekend's football games to freaking Tom Brady and his wife? The hell with Tom Brady. He's not even in the playoffs anymore.
Just talk
Well,
about
can we just talk
retiring.
about Tom Brady's wife?
Hey,
I don't care about anything else.
Hey,
Is that
hey,
all right?
Yeah,
hey, mate, we're waiting for you because you walked off and took care of your kids. So
Oh yeah, my kid fell off the bed.
Oh, Jesus.
I had a feeling that might have been something. Yeah,
Hey, look,
Wow.
you got to
Hey,
move quick.
hey, you should be taking care of it and not being here talking to us then.
Well, he was right here, and
All
he
right,
decides to be Spider-Man and jump off the bed.
All right. So, what the fact that Aaron Rodgers failed again, and that's news.
That is crazy. Yeah.
That he
And now
failed
that's
again.
the speculation. He's going to go to Denver. He's not going to win another Super Bowl. Period. He's just not.
No.
No. Hey, Bowser. No, well, I'm gonna pull you up right now. You're because you brought that up.
Bowser's
The
talking
Tom
about
Brady not winning again.
How do you get top back to
Go
Tom
go
Brady?
ahead. No, Tom Brady. Aaron Rodgers not winning again. Go ahead.
no, Aaron Rodgers. Okay.
What do you mean?
Aaron
What
Rodgers
do you want to
not
know
winning.
about Aaron Rodgers?
You brought it up.
what happened in that game.
The letdown.
Yeah, tell us what you think about the game.
He's like,
I don't know, man. You know, honestly, I gave it some thought today, and Aaron Rodgers to me is turned it into like the Clayton Kershaw.
Wow, that's an interesting take.
No,
That's a
no,
good compliment. It's a good
uh,
comparison.
All right. Okay. I was going to go a little more Trevor Bauer.
No, but Clayton Kershaw is phenomenal in the regular season. He gets to the postseasons, and the game that he needs to win, for whatever reason, he shits himself. And that just seems to be the thing. Like, Aaron's had a lot of first round buys, so it's this second round or it's a conference championship, and it just, I don't know what it is. I don't have the answer as to like what his issue is, but I think Legion and I talked about it a little bit. Dude, did he throw it to anybody else other than Adams?
No,
He didn't want to trust
Other
them.
than like 3 times. So
no.
You don't trust a tight end. You don't trust any other receiver. Like, I know it's a really big game, but you got to be able to throw to those other guys. Like, they're open.
Was it?
Didn't Aaron Jones actually have the most yards for Green Bay that game?
No, he did. He had like
because
70
he
yards.
had
the
the
long
75-yard pass.
There were several. There were a lot of just drop down pass. But you're right. I mean, it was either Adams or just a check down. That was it.
But was the guy the tight end Mercedes? Was it the end of the first? No, wait. But the end of the first quarter,
Jesus.
But no, the end of the first quarter, he dropped that pass or fumbled that pass.
Yep.
Yeah, but you know what? That was it. Rodgers never threw to him again. It was always it was either, I think somebody said it. It was Devontae Adams or Jones. It was like targeted like 45 times, and the rest of the team was targeted like 10.
That's what I'm saying. I think that's why I think that's what caused.
I agree.
Part of him to lose. It just almost became predictable as you knew where the ball was going.
I agree.
And I think that's it. We also talked about it. We'll go back to your favorite man, freaking Tom Brady over here. I thought if you throw Godwin in there and you throw Antonio Brown in there, or you even just throw Godwin in there, and I actually think that the Bucs come out of there and win that game rather than the Rams if he's got another reliable receiver on the other side, because that means that backup.
That second cornerback sucks for the Rams. Sucks. Garbage.
Yeah, in comparison to Jalen Ramsey, right? Jalen Ramsey took out Mike Evans, fantastic. Now you still got Gronk and Godwin. Take your best matchup, and just more weapons. I think he comes out with that. That's why I think the Rams have a real good shot at winning the Super Bowl. They're just super balanced across the board. Running backs, receivers, tight ends. They got different options. I think it is. These dudes are irrelevant and boring as fuck. Okay, all right, dude. You don't have to listen. Cool. Appreciate your input, Josh. Keep being cool. Go ahead and do it, whatever.
Hey, mate, I'm glad you're watching that shit because I don't. So there you go.
You could make the argument, though, that the Green Bay's had the best quarterbacks in the last 30 years, and they've got 2 Super Bowls. I mean, you would think that they should have had another ring in there somewhere. Yeah. I mean, being a Lions fan, I'd die for that, but that's not my choice.
The Lions have one.
Right. The Lions they don't even have a highlight of winning a championship on colored TV. I mean,
I could say, we could say the Lions have had the best running back ever, and we've got nothing.
Right, nothing to show for it. We've had 3 of the best offensive players in the last 20 years, and we've got nothing. We don't even have a playoff victory.
It's so bad.
Hey, Greg. Hey,
excuse me, I'm gonna go shoot myself. All right.
hey, Greg. But hey, mate, we've always talked about Danny Dimes, mate.
Oh man, the Giants are just as bad as the Lions. Honestly, they really are right now, especially. But back to what Bowser was saying, I really do agree with what he's saying. That I think the Rams have a chance. I think the 49ers beat the Packers up in the trenches in that game, and they basically wore them down over the game and made one play at the end with special teams because Jimmy G wasn't going to make a play, that's for sure. And that was pretty much it. I think it'll be a close game though in the next round for sure.
I don't know. All right, we'll go. But where do you think Aaron Rodgers will go next if he goes anywhere? Or where can
He's
he
going
go?
to Denver, I'm pretty sure.
I think the better question is, do you think he already knows if he wants to leave?
I think he don't. I think he does. No, I think he knew that last year.
Yeah.
But here's like, yeah, he'll go to Denver.
I don't think he's winning a Super Bowl in Denver.
No, okay, he
Yeah.
won't get out. He won't get out of the FC.
I agree. But the way that he started this year off with sitting out training camp and all that, yada yada, is like he poisoned the season before it even began.
Yeah.
He thinks
Wait,
he'll
wait.
retire. Bro, I think he'll retire and host Jeopardy. I think I could happen.
Host Jeopardy.
May I think he'll go to Denver and
And
it's
do
my
what? I mean, he'll go
Hey,
and
May
what weapons does Denver have? If you plug him
Jerry
in there
Judy
right now,
on
they've
wide
got
receiver.
what? Jerry Judy, Noah Fant, Cortland
no,
Sutton.
but
But
here's
is
the thing,
that
though.
Patrick, Tim
do
Patrick.
anything?
No, you need a situation like the Rams. Like,
No,
you know, he needs to go get drinks in Cabo San Luca and meet a coach down there.
Here's my thing though, and this is probably with Aaron Rodgers, and it just proved
Brady
out
retires.
it proved out this
Aaron
game.
Rodgers goes to the Bucks.
Well, I've heard that.
Oh, there you go. Wow, that's interesting.
But
That
I've
is
heard that
very
also.
interesting right there,
That'd be
Bobby.
a freak.
But-
that would be a
but-
freak scenario.
But here's the thing. It has been proven out. Well, I think wherever he goes, Devontae Adams goes.
Yeah, I can agree with
Is
that.
his contract up? Like, I don't even
Yeah,
know.
yeah.
He's a free agent.
Yeah, but that's the
Wow.
only way because
Package deal.
no, it has to be because you've seen it in Green Bay. You've seen it. If somebody drops a ball or they don't run the route that he thinks he runs, he doesn't throw the ball anymore. So it goes down to two guys. As we were talking about the last game, Devontae Adams and the running back. They're like 70, 80% of the passes. It doesn't look at anybody else anymore. Screw you. Or you fumble. Screw you. I'm not throwing the ball anymore. Well, that's great, but then you get screwed.
Peyton Manning used to do that. He was notorious for that. I remember, I think it was Pat McAfee told a story where one of the wide receivers went to just try to catch it with one hand when he could have put two on it. And Peyton was like, if you ever do that crap again, you are done. I mean, Aaron Rodgers is the exact same thing.
But here's the difference. I think Peyton Manning would throw it back to him just to see if he would grab it with two hands. Aaron Rodgers is just done. I'm not throwing you anymore. And
right. No, he pigeonholed himself in that game because he said, well, there's only two people that can catch a ball right now. I'm not even going to look elsewhere. And it's like, okay, fine. We'll beat you that way. Then it didn't work, so.
But that's my only thing about Aaron Rodgers. He gets his head.
Yeah, he's arrogant.
Both that game and the Bills game, bad special teams could change the whole dynamics of the game.
Yeah,
you're right about that. The Green Bay special teams have been terrible.
Yeah, just garbage.
I'll give you that.
If you're going to tell me one team's going into last week, and if you're going to tell me one team's going to get a punt block, I'd choose Green Bay.
Yeah, exactly.
Well, that too. You want to talk about what kind of screwed Aaron Rodgers over in that game a little bit? Well, shit. Look at the special teams.
Again, but no.
What, block field goal and a block punt for a touchdown? That's unreal in a championship game or in a conference game like that. Like, it should not happen.
Well, here's my thing. The first drive of the game, you drive down the field and score a touchdown. And you're Aaron Rodgers. And you don't score, you only get a field goal after that?
That's right.
I mean, and you are you are the MVP. Sorry, mate. That's also on him.
He's got to look in the mirror before he can point fingers.
That's right.
You know,
Hey,
but
what about good old Joey being the Bengals though? Just keep getting it done.
I was gonna say, out of all the
Yep.
kickers left in the playoffs, I'll take that kid from the Bengals.
Oh,
No,
That kid's
hell
a
yeah, you.
stud.
He's got confidence right
That
now,
kid
man.
is a stud. That kid is freaking got ice in his veins. I mean,
I
that
love
kid,
that story.
he
That
is.
well, boys, looks like we're going to the AFC Championship.
Yeah.
That's awesome. That is.
So what? So you're taking the Bengals.
I mean, it's gonna.
I
be
got him in a
tough game
teaser. I
for
got the
them to
Bengals
win.
in a teaser. I'm not gonna lie.
It's
Straight
hard
up
to
at
bet
7.
against the Chiefs, but the Bengals might do it.
Yeah.
They're definitely live, especially if you're betting on the spread. But as far as like a straight up underdog,
I'm waiting till Sunday to see what happens. If it's 6.5, if it's 6.5, if it gets to minus 6.5, I'm all in on Kansas City.
It's up to 7.5 at some places.
Yeah,
Well,
I like Cincinnati plus 7.5 right now.
If it gets
Yeah,
to 6.5,
MGM's got it 7.5.
if it
They're
gets
not
to
gonna be able to-
6.5, I'm all in.
There's
I'm
gonna
on
be
the
so much
Cincinnati
money on
side.
Kansas City. It's gonna be crazy, probably.
I want to know your opinion on this, guys. How many times do you think Burrow's going to get sacked in that game? Because he got
that's
sacked.
a huge point. 9 times, yeah.
So how many times? Because I mean, Titans do have a good rush, but man, 9 times. If he's sacked 9 times, I don't think they're going to win the game. So
I think he'll be
wonder
sacked
how
about
many.
6 times. 6 times.
He's definitely going to be running for his life a lot. Yeah, it comes down to protection, I think, because they're going to force the ball to chase a lot, and they have so many playmakers with Higgins, and Mixon can run.
Yeah, but the question is Kansas City's is their front four as good as Buffalo's front four?
Close. Not as good, but close.
Yeah, he said that Andy Reid is famous
It's
for blowing
close,
championships.
right?
Rye's a biased Philly fan in this comment when he says
What?
Andy
That's
Reid
just
is famous for
We all know
blowing
why that
championships.
is.
It's
But,
close.
you know, I mean, he's done a lot better in his time in Kansas City with Mahomes in that regard. Hosting 4 straight AFC champion games.
Listen. Kansas City defense has been bad, or it has been bad. No, but they're good now. I'm not. Are they Tennessee's good? But are they Tennessee's? But
Yeah, that's a thing. They only got 12 points. Cincinnati only produced 12.
Offensive line now.
If you want some
Just
reasons
line
why
them
Kansas
up.
City wins, you got to look at in the straight up matchup. Yeah, I think most people would take Kansas City straight up, correct? Well, in the conference championship games, in the last 40 games in the conference championships, the straight up team, whoever won, also covered 38 out of the 40 times. So if you go just by history, if you're taking Cincinnati, you're saying almost that they have to win.
Yeah, that trend's pretty much all over in the playoffs too.
Yeah.
It's
That's why I have the silent man here. To just throw out those stuff.
Yeah,
that doesn't mean crap. That doesn't mean crap Saturday night. I mean Sunday night.
No, I mean it held true. That was holding true in some of the earlier rounds. If you were paying attention to that trend, I was mentioning it in our private Discord about how
But that's what I think I did. Well, yeah, that's why I think I had Kansas. I think I had Kansas City over in that.
I mean, it's good to know, like, if you're trying to pick some dogs too, like happen when some outright dogs win.
Yeah.
But
yeah, my deal is if you're picking a dog, I think the Bengals is the better dog than the 49ers, in my opinion. Because after Garoppolo's last match there, he didn't do any offense and they won the game. I can't take Garoppolo against – no, I just can't.
They're going to have to game plan for some other guys because they're going to try to take Debo out of it.
Well, that Debo was limping off the field. Kittle's limping off the field in that game. You know, what's their status?
Yeah.
but I'll go back to. But
I
here's the
think they'll
thing,
be good
though.
to go.
Mate, I know everybody loves. I know everybody loves Joe Burrow and the Bengals. Here's the thing. They got outgained yards per play by the Raiders, and if it wasn't for a shit call and the Raiders being dumbasses, they would have lost that game.
That's true.
And they outgained yards per play in the next game against the Titans. And if the Titans just fucking were like invalids and shit on themselves at home, they would have lost that game. Now, so you've lost against two probably average offensive teams that you've lost both games, yards per play. And now you're going against the Kansas. Now you're going against the Chiefs.
Has anybody looked at any of the power ratings? If you look at Cincinnati's power rating, they're not even a top 10 team. I mean, if you could pick one team that doesn't belong out of the Final Four right now, it has to be Cincinnati, I think.
Yeah, it's going to be a tough
there's
game.
no doubt that Cincinnati's the Cinderella story right now. I mean, I think that's a given. I mean, I don't think anyone looking 6 weeks ago would have said, Cincinnati is going to be in the Final Four here.
Right.
But the way they're playing, though,
huh?
They've managed to get it done 2 weeks in a row. So I think the trend is, you would still tend to, Dan, to your point, okay, if they're outgained, yards per play, that's fine, but they still managed to get it done 2 weeks in a row. So I think the belief would be, that maybe the momentum is kind of swinging in there. It's still, I would pick Cincinnati as far as a dog over the 49ers, just based off of, them kind of having that Cinderella momentum.
Honestly, I still think Kansas City has all the pressure in this
but
game.
I like plus 7.5.
And honestly, it's kind of like, if you look at it, think about like Mahomes back in the day, like how he was such a winner. Now you got Burrow, and this guy's just such a winner. Like, it's like the same quarterback, basically, like just different eras now.
With Joe Burrows for Cincinnati.
Wait, stop.
Dan's disgusted. He's going to throw up in his drink.
Joe Burrow's not a winner? Like, what's wrong with that
you
statement?
said different eras. They were like a year or two apart.
Well,
different eras.
Like, you know what I mean? Like, one's coming.
And
when
Pat Mahomes came on the scene, did what he did.
Mahomes won his Super Bowl, like
Mahomes sucked at college. Burrow's won a national championship. They came from different eras and totally different. Yeah,
well,
they are.
I just mean that in the sense that Joe Burrow's not proven himself in the playoffs, and Mahomes has. So,
okay,
I think. But look at Joe Burrow though. That guy's a winner, man. Like that guy's, he's just a winner.
I got one thing to say though. When you got Joe Burrows at quarterback and the Kansas City defense, the back door is wide open. The back door is open, no matter what.
Yeah, Kansas City defense can be questionable.
Like I said, I got Kansas City in the teaser. I got them at 17. And I love Joey B's known for the backdoor covers. You look at his rookie year, man. That's all he did. Down 14, 17 points, backdoor covers. Legion will tell you, we track that all season with him.
And Kansas City's been known to give up a lot of late-minute scores. I'm with you, Bowser. I think the biggest play of the day is Kansas City teased. Get them down to 1.5. I think that's gold. You just got to find who you want to tease them with.
No, I think we did like an in-game parlay. I went Bengals plus 17.5. What did we do? Over 43.5. And 44.5 or 43.5, and then we did Joey Burrow over 225 pass yards and Pat Mahomes over 225 pass yards.
Yeah, Bowser wants to tease the Bengals.
Is that a same game parlay?
Yeah, same game.
Yeah,
parlay.
it is
Yeah,
the
but
same
you
game
want to
parlay,
you want to target the Bengals side.
And what
yeah,
that
because I think Joey B backdoor covers. If not 7 for 14 to 17 points for sure. I definitely don't see it being that big of a win on Kansas City side. And again, if we're looking at underdogs to cover, well, I'm going to take my chances with the Bengals here rather than the 49ers. I'm a Legion. I like the Rams.
Yeah, I
More
can't
balanced
trust
offense.
49ers.
They can't just keep winning with other characters. Like at some point, quarterback's got to kick in. Jimmy G just can't not throw a touchdown. Like, he just can't.
But you can say that, but the other quarterback is Matthew Stafford.
And he's looked phenomenal. Can't say shit about him. Dude's never been in the playoffs. Now he's in the playoffs and he looks great.
Well, actually,
He's played 2 playoff games, lost them both.
yeah. Well,
Yeah, but I mean,
It wasn't
that's-
his fault.
you're
But he
gonna keep saying,
lost
but
the
it's like
See,
it's
see,
a fucking lion.
see.
I know what you're saying. No,
Hey,
I know what you're saying. I can't argue. Yeah.
I need the voice that cannot be named to say no. He lost. He lost to. Good.
They lost to Dallas, and I forget the other one who they lost to, but they weren't close in either. It wasn't Stafford's fault, though.
No.
But, yeah. Yeah, I mean, him playing for – honestly, if you're Matt Stafford, is there anywhere else you'd rather go than L.A.? I mean than the
Oh, I
Rams?
agree.
I mean, with all that talent there, he's got the best wide receiver in the league, probably.
Yeah, but here's my thing, and Rick, here's my thing. I think the last minute or whatever of that game against Tampa Bay, the fact that he made those 2 passes. Rick, here's the thing. I know Detroit guys love Stafford or whatever. Do you think he could make those 2 plays in Detroit?
No, he would have never gotten the opportunity. In the first
He never
place.
got the opportunity. But the fact that he made those 2 passes, or the last
I
one,
don't.
He
And
could
I was
make
like-
every single pass in Detroit. It was just who the hell's going to catch it.
no, I know.
Oh, yeah.
Wait a second. Wait a second. He had Calvin Johnson
Megatron.
there.
Megatron.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah, that's
Calvin
one
Johnson.
guy. And
What?
and the guy that holds the most reception yards in a season record.
I
and still
promise
couldn't
you,
do
though,
shit with it.
Stafford would have absolutely. If you take the Rams defense and you insert it on the Lions there,
Oh,
and
you're
you
right.
give
You're right
him
about that.
Megatron,
no,
I
I
bet you they
agree.
do some serious damage.
No, I agree.
Yeah.
I
Yeah.
agree.
Oh, yeah. for
But
sure.
that's kind of my point. He never had that defense. Well, they were saying he's like he's led the most 4th quarter comebacks. His defense, because his defense always sucked.
So he's down.
The
in
reason he
fourth
loved
quarter.
the league in most 4th quarter comebacks is because his defense sucked. That's true, though. That's 100% true.
His defense sucked.
Yeah.
He also led the lead in 4th quarter comeback opportunities.
Yeah.
I'm just
What's
saying,
his save? What does that make his save percentage, right? If we're
I
going
don't
to
know.
talk baseball.
Here's my
He had
thing.
a
Hey,
save
Ross,
percentage.
I know. Hey, listen, Ross. I don't know if you and I were watching that game. If you were watching that game, Applebee's and Stafford do both those passes, we'd probably be happy.
Yeah.
If
Just for the fact it was Stafford that made it just erased all the shit. It just erased everything. Oh, this guy. No,
if he
he
didn't
made
hit
that
Cup on
big
that
pass.
play, if he didn't
I'm
hit Cup
happy
on that
for him.
play, though, I think
No,
they might have lost
exactly.
that game. They would have
Huh?
lost that game.
Well, so would I. But again, and if you didn't make that pass, I'd probably be sitting around and be saying, "No, they're getting the Stafford piece of shit."
Stafford's piece of shit.
but he made the pass. It is the pass I always thought he could make in Detroit. If
But
he had the people.
Stafford hasn't earned his contract yet. I mean, if you're playing for
Yeah.
Detroit and you lose in the first round of the playoffs, that's acceptable. But the Rams clearly went all in on Stafford. So if he loses on
back.
Sunday, he's still not.
He's back. He's back. He's
I
back.
don't know. They were supposed to get to the Super Bowl from day
Who
one.
are they going to get?
Anything short. I don't
I
know,
mean,
but anything short of a Super Bowl is going to be a
You-
mark
you-
on
Wait, you
Stafford.
mean to tell me that the Rams would pass on Stafford? Who the hell is better
Oh, no.
than Stafford for the
No.
Rams?
No, I'm not saying that, but they did sell the farm with all the draft picks and stuff.
Oh,
that
and
they
they're
gave
going to
up.
throw money at that man as much as he wants. I mean, he came in and made Goff look like a joke because he is.
Oh yeah.
So, yeah, they're going to hang on to that guy as long as he's willing to stay.
All right. All right. We're going to get back on topic very quickly. But here's my thing, though. You say about Goff. So if you're the Lions now, who do you draft? You draft a quarterback?
No, who the
Not
hell?
this year.
Why would you? There's no good
That's what I'm
quarterback in this
asking.
position. There's no good quarterback. The only way you draft a quarterback, for starters, you don't do it in the first round. But it's one of those maybe fifth round guys that you take a shot on. But
maybe take a shot on Deshaun Watson.
No.
There you go.
I was just Ross, man. I was just asking.
He'd fit the culture.
I was just asking, Ross. You were talking about Goff, yeah, but would you? I'm just asking.
I'll take Goff for another year. I mean, it's not like
I'll
we're
take
going
Goff
to
for
win
another
anything.
year.
So I'll take Goff for another year.
All right.
I don't want to waste the draft capital that we do have and overreach for a quarterback that's likely going to be a bust. There's no quarterback in this draft that
you guys gonna end up with Kenny Pickett. That's who you're gonna get.
No.
The old fake slide. No,
Regent.
No.
No.
But, there's no quarterback.
That's all right.
There's no quarterback worth taking a chance on this year. So, like I said, unless you have a fifth rounder or something, you see someone that might. Yeah, we'll try to develop them, but there's no one that you would waste serious draft capital on to get this year.
All right. So, hey, Greg, any prop bets you like? Or I've heard some things. I've heard some things from people, but like Deebo Samuel receiving yards.
You like his receiving yards?
I'm asking. I've heard some things.
I mean, if you think he's healthy, I think I actually think if you can get that combo, I'm gonna look at it right now on his rush and receiving yards.
Who are we talking?
Probably over 50. That'd probably be okay.
Deebo?
Yeah, I don't see it though. They have his rushing yards line pretty high at 39.5. Like, he's pretty much got to break one, which he usually does do. Honestly, I really think that Cam Akers they're going to lean on him again, even though he fumbled twice in that game. He's part of the reason. He's part of the reason why he's helped the pass so much for Stafford.
So and what is it? 54.5?
His rushing prop?
Or 57.5?
Yeah.
Well,
I think it's higher.
61.5 on FanDuel right now.
Yeah, okay. I think that's a solid line. I would also think that in a game like this that he's a really good chance to score a touchdown too. But
yeah, I like OBJ over on his receiving yards myself.
Legion, to add to that, I like OBJ anytime touchdown as well.
Yeah, he likes him in the end zone.
Yep.
Well, I mean, there's just so much attention on Cooper Kupp that it's just like he gets the matchup that OBJ gets. Like, I'll take, Stafford's like, I'll take it all day. It's just because there's so much attention on Cooper Kupp in the end zone that it's just like he's got the good hand. So it's a good number 2 to go to.
I think you got to consider also Rams defensive special teams touchdown plus 500 odds in this game. Jimmy Garoppolo.
An interception touchdown or something?
Fumble or pick six for Jimmy
G. Here's my question, though. You don't think Stafford will throw a pick six?
Well, Stafford's I don't know about a pick six.
He'll fumble.
A pick six.
A fumble or an interception, but not a pick six.
Yeah, no, I think
what is it for the 49ers defense score? I mean, I
it's
think realistically,
about the same odds.
We could be looking at in that game. I think a touchdown is scored by a defense.
So
I
if you
know,
take both
that's-
teams to do that, and you pay $100 on each one, you're gonna walk out with money. You know,
Especially
on a
because you have the
plus 500
special
bill.
teams chance, because you'll get like Debo Samuel on like a punt return possibly.
Right, yeah,
or, like, there's so many other ways it could happen.
I think the best chance for that to happen is that game. Absolutely.
But there's also just like a lot of those like role players this weekend. I think you got to think about like you know, wherever you see like
Van Jefferson,
yeah,
Yeah,
exactly.
Jefferson over yards.
Pringle or
Pringle,
Pringles or
Pringles,
whatever the hell his name is.
love that because Mahomes has been favoring him a lot recently.
what
and
is-
the lines are short? The lines
What's
are short.
his
I
what's
like
Pringles
Jefferson.
at right now?
I like
His is
Jefferson
short.
over.
I was looking at Pringles. His is short.
Because in the last game, I missed it by like 3 yards. He was under like what? I think it was
Really?
32.5, and he got 29, something like that.
Oh wow, it's
But
higher
he had a
than that.
touchdown too. So I mean, that's another thing. Pringle is a good one to sprinkle a little bit on the anytime touchdown.
Yeah.
So I mean, that's definitely something to consider.
What about
Um,
CJ Uzama? He's been like targeting him so much.
Yeah, that's a good one
Bro.
tight end for Cincy. That's not bad.
He's been targeting him a lot, but
Well, what's his yardage at right now? Because I mean, it's got to be
35.
close to 35. If it's under
Yeah.
35, then the over is a good deal.
Who we talking?
Tight end for the
Ujima.
Bengals.
CJ
Ujima. TJ or G. Whatever.
CJ
CJ.
Uzma's
Oh,
Yeah.
Uzma.
FanDuel's
What do
sitting at 36.5. Pringle is sitting at 37.5.
Now, these are some pretty
What's
tight
that?
lines, man. They're pretty, yeah.
What about
That Pringle line worries me.
Well, yeah. Hey, Legion, mate. They're done like a couple of games. Yeah. So they have more time to spend on. Yeah, it's not like you're going to like Oklahoma State where who
Yeah.
cares?
Look at both Hill and Kelsey, 76.5 right now. Jesus.
they have Mahomes rush props so high because he's been running so much in the playoffs.
What's it at, like 30 yards?
28.5, yeah.
Yeah. I think that goes under. Well, no. I mean, he's going to need to run to win this game, too. And I think Joey B's going to run to try to win this game as well. He's going to look at that tape what
Joe
Josh
Burrows
Allen did and say, well, hell, I can do
Joe's
the
is
same thing.
8.5. I like 8.5 for Joe Burrow. I like over on that. I mean, I think double-digit rushing yards is realistic for Burrow.
What can you guys get Joe Mixon's reception prop at? Because that's I think a really good bet because he targeted him like 7 times in that game against Tennessee and 5 times in the game against Vegas. That's a solid one as well.
I'm just on FanDuel right now, and I don't
That's
see
a high
anything with those
percentage.
receptions yet.
That's a high percentage of receptions.
I don't see anything for that yet.
It's like 3.5, but it's so juiced.
Let's see here.
Hey, Rick, you still there?
Yeah, I'm here. The only
Yeah.
prop I ever looked at
He's
was
alive.
Mahomes over for rushing, but I'm not a big prop guy, so
Who's over?
Mahomes. You guys don't like it, but yeah, 28.5, I'd still take it.
I didn't say I didn't like it. I just think it's going to be hard to get there, but he could get like most of that on one play.
That's
Or all of
yeah,
it.
that's
Yeah,
the thing.
I don't
Yeah.
think 28.5 is bad. I think over on that's a realistic shot. I think over that and over Joe Burrow 8.5 are both very realistic.
Now that you mention
shots.
it, Joe Burrow's at over 8.5. That makes a lot of sense. That makes a ton of sense.
Yeah, that's one line that I look at, and I mean they have a lot of tight lines on these, but that's one that I look at and I see a lot of value.
Yeah, I looked at that.
But
It's
then again,
a
they're so tight on everything else. They're probably
it's
tight on that too, and they're gonna fuck us.
So we're gonna parlay the Mahomes over with the Burrows over, right?
so
Yeah, there's still a parlay of that. There you go.
We're gonna parlay that.
I actually saw something for that on one of the sports books. It was like at Caesars. I think it was plus 450 for both of them to get over 20 and a half rushing yards or something.
That's interesting.
So, the only good thing, it's not like the NFL, so every time Burrow gets sacked, it doesn't count against him.
I mean, Burrow hasn't gotten over that many times, if you look at his game logs, but it's one of those like do or die games where you know he could, like we were saying with Mahomes, easily get 8-9 yards on one play.
Well, like Stafford's line is 2.5. I mean, 2.5 is such a small number.
Oh,
and,
yeah.
No, he doesn't. I mean, truthfully, I mean, some of his rushing stats have been a little inflated the past couple games because he had the quarterback sneaks for, 2 games ago, he had 3 quarterback sneaks in a row to get the touchdown in. So, I mean, the rushing attempts was slightly inflated, but 2.5 yards, you mean to tell me there's not a broken play that happens that he, runs it for 5-6 yards at least? I mean,
it's Matthew Stafford. There's not. You can't tell me
that one.
There's not a broken play.
It happened. It happened. It went over.
So I think that's another one. 2.5 yards is so low, and Stafford is so likely to have that.
Yeah.
Just take off and run.
And get sacked for 5
it's do or
yards.
die too for him.
He
like
could, but to
everything on the
end
line.
over 2.5 seems.
So far in the playoffs, he ran 6 times against the Cardinals for 22 yards, and he ran 4 times against Tampa Bay for 6 yards. Both had a rushing touchdown, which you could have got at ridiculous odds in both games.
Yeah, I don't know. I mean, I guess I might sprinkle on Stafford anytime touchdown anyway, just if that's what they're willing to do. It looks like that's what they're willing to do at the goal line. They've done it 2 games in a row. So apparently if you get down at the 1 yard line or inside of it, that they're willing to give Stafford a shot instead of Akers. So, okay. I mean, I guess it's not a bad idea to, sprinkle a little bit on it. What is it what's the anytime touchdown for Stafford sitting at right now? Did anyone look at that yet?
I can tell you real quick. I'm looking at it.
Mate.
It's plus 900. So I guess they're not really figuring it's going to happen 3 times in a row.
No,
they're hoping for all the Michigan boys, all the Detroit boys. It's Stafford. You couldn't do it for us.
I would have.
You couldn't do it for us. I'm going to throw $10 on Stafford.
I would have never thrown any money on Stafford to have a quarterback sneak touchdown, but he's done it 2 weeks in a row. And that at least tells me that the Rams are willing to do that if it gets down into the 1 yard line. Hell, the game against the Cardinals, they went for it 3 times in a row with a QB sneak. I mean, I don't know. I mean, I guess I probably would put
just be wary though. That 49ers line, defensive line is a lot better than a lot of the other ones that they've placed recently.
Same with their offensive line. Like, it's still pretty good.
Right, even more of a reason to try and QB sneak it instead of turn around and give it to Akers real quick. You might just try to get him on a quick snap and dive it in.
Parlay Stafford to get a touchdown and his over rushing yards, and then watch him score from 3 yards out.
Oh yeah, you'd look like a real winner.
Can you imagine that?
That's
Can you imagine that?
Put $10 on and say, what the hell? Honestly, I probably will have that. So
yeah, I probably will.
I think you can possibly look at Mitchell. Like, you know how you can do those like to rush 50+ yard type bets, and add them in parlays.
Yeah.
I think Mitchell is a good bet to get at least 50 yards. I know his line's around like 15 to 20 yards higher than that, but
Let's see. His alt rush 50+ is -390, so that's not bad to throw into a parlay.
It's not too bad.
A little parlay filler.
I think he could get there for sure. They're gonna have to run the ball for Jimmy G.
I would think 50+. Yeah, I would think that should be realistic. What was his line sitting at right now? It was 72.5. Yeah.
Yeah, I do feel like Stafford could get there on a rush prop, on a broken play, or just like they need a first down and he sees it and he's just gonna go run for it, type of a situation.
Like Rick said, I'm gonna parlay Stafford over 2.5 with an anytime touchdown for $10. That's one of the ones I'm gonna do just for the hell of it. I mean, I'll do more to it, but for a cheapie, $10.
What about Cam Akers receiving? I would definitely take a look at that too, because he can actually really catch.
Well, if it's at 3.5, I would say over. If it's at 3.5,
I think it's at 2.5. 2.5 with juice. So if you can get that, I think that he only got targeted 2 times in the first game, but he caught one of them for 40 yards, and he got targeted 3 times against Tampa Bay for 20 yards. But he can actually catch. He's a good receiver. Same with Mixon, as we were saying before.
George Kittle's reception line is at 4.5. That's got to go over.
I know, but I think it's because he hasn't done anything. They haven't worked him into the offense.
That's because Garoppolo hasn't done anything.
It is. Debo and defense. All right, so he did actually have he had 4 receptions for 6 targets. Didn't he? He had that one like easy drop, and then he had that ridiculous catch in that Green Bay game. So he actually did have a few receptions.
So Rick,
yes,
is Harbaugh staying?
Yes, he is. I'm not happy about it necessarily, but I think he is. Look at all his options; they've all dried up. I mean, 2 weeks ago they were saying it was a done deal for the Raiders. All he had to do was get out. When the playoffs were over, he'd sign a contract, and the Raiders supposedly had a deal for Josh Daniels. And then the Bears just signed a coach today. I think it's his ego. I think he just lives off this stuff. Now, I've heard that Michigan has a contract on the table for him.
Well, and I think that's it. I think he used a lot of this as like a smoke and mirror thing.
But Ross, but you're I'm not gonna say you're a Michigan guy, but you're a Michigan guy. Not without the parentheses. No, but yeah.
How about smart? He's using this for leverage.
Exactly.
Yeah, I agree. Do you think that he was honestly serious about any of the jobs?
He was not serious about any of these jobs. I mean, he told that one recruit. What's that? Am I happy he's back? Sure. What else are we gonna get? I don't care if he's coaching. I think he can do it eventually.
He's gonna do this every year. That's the only thing.
I mean,
who else are you gonna get?
I'm fine with Harbaugh. I look at young coaches that are out there. Here's the one problem is I'm looking at this realistically. When I say who else are we going to get, Michigan doesn't go outside of its bubble to hire a coach. Yeah. They did it with Rich Rod, and that's the last time they'll ever do it. I will die before they go outside of that Michigan bubble.
That's sad.
Get a non-Michigan.
No. Okay. Listen, at least you didn't say I will die with Michigan. All right.
I'm telling you that. So yeah, I mean, yeah. Will someone else be the coach of Michigan down the road? Of course, it's not going to be Harbaugh forever. But who's it going to be? It's going to be someone that's tied to Michigan for their entire lives, and that just pisses me off.
I understand that. Rick understands that. Rick's older than you. Rick understands that. But
Right.
Matt Rule wants the job.
But so you're happy that we just go to because we can't. How do you know you can't get anybody better?
I'm happy.
Yeah.
I'm happy given, like I said, I'm realistic about this. I'm happy given the realism of the situation. They're only going to go after someone that
I understand what's up.
So no, is Jim Harbaugh who I want to have coach Michigan? No, I think if you look outside of the bubble, there are better coaches that well, of course you do, but please, Mel Tucker's not the savior you all fuckers paint him out to be. You gave that man the keys and he's going to turn it around.
Wait. Hey, listen, stop. We never called him the savior. We never called the prodigal son came back to Michigan and he sucked. He got lucky this year, but hey, no problem. My Mel Tucker, not the savior, has been your guy 2 years in a row. Carry on.
Okay, he hasn't done anything else. It's not hard to beat Jim Harbaugh.
What Harbaugh did this year was what he was supposed to do 7 years ago.
Yeah,
he hasn't done it. I don't think he's earned his contract yet.
And I'm not sure, Dan, you sitting on your high horses saying Mel Tucker beating Jim Harbaugh. I'm not sure that's something to brag about. Fucking everyone's beat Jim Harbaugh. I'm happy.
Fair enough.
I'm happy what he did this year.
Fair enough.
It was nice. Harbaugh's not going to take Michigan to a championship and win it. Can he get them back to the playoffs again? Probably. Is he going to win a championship? Absolutely not. So, is he who I want there? No. Is he better than a lot of other candidates? Yes. And realistically,
how can you say that?
Well, there's plenty. I'd rather have him over plenty of other coaches, that's for sure. But they're definitely.
Is he a Michigan man?
I don't want a Michigan man. That's the thing.
Well, but he's better because what? Because he sucked for 6 years and he's finally done something. So he's better than anybody. He's better.
I don't think you can say he sucked for. I mean, he's had. Several 10-win seasons. I mean, he's definitely put together a winning tradition, with the exception of 2020. I mean, that was a bad year, but at the same time, he hasn't been able to carry it into anything significant until this year. So, listen, I'm content with him being the coach until Michigan gets their head out of their ass and realizes, hey, maybe we need to look outside of the so-called Michigan name.
Again, because he got to the playoffs, the head is stuck farther up the ass.
I know. Oh, I know. I will die before it changes.
Hey, 2020, 2030, let's go.
Let me ask you something, Dan.
Woo! Huh?
Let me ask you something, Dan. Do you think it's impossible for Michigan to go out and find a coach that can win his first game against Ohio State in less than 7 tries?
They go get anyone they wanted to if they were willing to do it.
No, I'm just saying, if you put Harbaugh in perspective, I can't believe that we can't get a coach. It'll take 7 years. The next coach that we get at Michigan, it's going to take them 7 years to beat Ohio State. That's ridiculous.
We can't
or beat Michigan or beat the Spartans more than he did.
Well,
But
there
Rick,
you go.
you know it just as well as I do too. They pigeonhole themselves in who they're willing to hire, and that's what kills us.
No, you're making a good point. That's true. They do want a Michigan man, and the one time they didn't go with the Michigan man, they got burned for it.
Yeah, and I don't think that was Rich Rod was just. I don't think Rich Rod was a good fit, but I think that has now left a sour taste in their mouths where they're like, "Well, we're not going to do it again." And it's like, well, that sucks because you need to do it.
But here's my thing, and I'll go back to this. Here's my thing. Rich, you go, oh no, because you didn't want the Michigan. You didn't want the Michigan. You know, bringing Rich Rod with the wide open offense. You brought him in for a reason, because you didn't want Michigan. You didn't want this 3 years of cloud of dust. So you brought in Rich Rod for, but after 2 years, like, oh no, or 2 or 3 years, I don't know. I'm sure I'm not. Sorry, I don't follow Michigan, but 3 years, whatever. Oh no, that's terrible. He didn't have the players at that time to put his offense in.
You're right, and I think I have a kind of idea where you're going with this, and you're absolutely right, because Brady Hoke's first year, he won with Rich Rod's guys.
Exactly.
So you're absolutely right. So I'll give you credit there. I mean, they probably let Rich Rod go a little soon.
I don't want any credit, May. I'm just talking.
No, I mean, well, you made a good point. You're still an asshole.
I'm just talking about Michigan.
Love it.
But no, I mean, Brady Hoke did win with Rich Rod's guys.
But I'm tired of this. Rich Rod did this. He was living with this offense. He was doing well. Brady Hoke did all, and then, but then whoever came after Brady Hoke, somebody else. Everybody always seems to win with everybody always seems to win at Michigan with the old coach. They always seem to win the old. Oh, we're bringing the old coach. Oh, they do well. And then
who knows those? It was definitely true with Brady Hoke. You guys remember the name Nick Sheridan?
Fuck. Yeah, I remember him.
You don't want to. That's the thing.
Yeah, he was terrible.
You had Bo, and you had Mo, and then you had the other whatever. I'm just saying, but always say no. I'm not, mate. You know, it's a thing with me. Just I know we always suck, but I'm just saying.
Part of the reason Michigan took Rich Rod was because everybody else turned him down. If you remember, Schiano turned the job down. Pat Fitzgerald turned the job down. I mean, Rich Rod was like the third or fourth pick on the board.
That is true.
Fair enough. But why?
And how many times did they try to go after Les Miles? I mean,
exactly.
That was a broken record every year, because you know, and even the one time that it got reported prematurely that he was coming. I mean, that was so gung ho. They were like, "That's Les Miles, going Les Miles."
But he did win it. He did win at LSU.
Yeah, but then he didn't. I mean, he didn't win
and the last time somebody won at Michigan.
What?
I mean, I'm just saying.
I think Harbaugh is holding out too that the university promises them that they're going to spend more money on their NLS. And I think he realizes that Michigan can never be stronger than Notre Dame for the same reason that Notre Dame will never win a national championship, because they can't recruit these 5-star athletes because of their academic standings.
Okay, I would agree somewhat, but I'm not sure. I don't know. I don't know the academic standards of Michigan when it comes to 5 stars compared to Notre Dame. I don't know.
Well, Notre Dame is. Brian Kelly said that, and this was in an interview a couple of years ago, that he couldn't recruit certain. They didn't even call certain 5-star athletes because of their academic situation. And Harbaugh has hinted at that in the past.
I understand Notre Dame. I'm not sure if that's the same in Michigan. That's my only thing. I'm not sure if it's the same in Michigan or not. I don't know. I right now I think if Jimbo wants to get somebody in, you can get him in. I don't know.
I hope so. I hope so.
Probably.
Hey, Legion.
Yep.
Mate. I one of the greatest football games I've ever been to.
Oh yeah, no, that's definitely one of the better college football games for sure.
Yes.
You know, and
Hey, listen, I've talked to Rick. I'm not.
But-
No. Two things. One, I've talked to Ross. We got to work out when you're coming up to Michigan
Yep.
for that
Oh,
game, and we've also talked. I've talked to Rick. We may drive down for and I may, and if Ross wants to come, we're talking about coming down to the River Shootout also.
Oh no, yeah, I want to go to one of those games myself down there in Jerry.
So we got to figure it out, mate. We can you can drive up and then we can do like a two-man road trip all the way back to the Red River Shootout.
No, there you go. No, that works for me. But Greg, since you got back on here, what are you? What's your thoughts on this tennis match with Barty and Colin?
I was gonna ask you about that, and I was also gonna ask you about the Nadal match. Not that you're in that much into men's, but it's about to start soon. But I don't know. I can't bet against Barty. I'd be too scared to.
I mean, the only thing I can see with Collins, right? She just beat Barty, on their last match, a couple weeks ago. So Collins should have somewhat more
confidence.
Confidence. She's not going to be as scared, going against Barty. But man, Barty's just been so on fire. I mean, that line's at 5 right now. If it gets to 5.5, I'm probably going to sprinkle a little something on the 5.5. But
Collins has been on fire. She's playing like the best tennis of her career right now. So
yeah,
can't really I wouldn't hate the dog, even though I'm just like, I bet I like Keys, as I told you before in the last match, plus 5.5, and I got burned on that one. So
yeah, I didn't touch that one because I wasn't, after watching that one Keys match, I was like, she got pretty lucky against the other girl that, against Krejcikova. Krejcikova just wasn't hitting the lines, and so Keys was able to, come away with that victory.
No, it's true. Keys saved a lot of break points in that one too.
So that's why I was like, I don't know if I can bet Keys against Barty, but the way Collins is playing at 5.5, I think that's a safe bet for sure if it can get there. So, and it's going to get there because money's already pounded up that Barty money line by 100. It's just going to keep going up. And so,
and sometimes you get the pressure in like the championship game when they're trying to close it out.
So you're taking what's the bet?
Oh, it'd be Daniel Collins plus 5.5 if the line can get there. So we got a day and a half before it can get there. So I'm going to be watching it. But as far as the men's tennis is concerned, he's going against Nadal goes against the Italian, doesn't he?
Yeah. And then Tsitsipas is playing Medvedev, but this match is about to start in 20 minutes. I would definitely
the over?
No, I would definitely lean the other way, the under.
Pretty much anytime you guys throw up tennis plays, I just follow them blindly because I don't know shit about it, and you guys have been fighting, so.
Yeah, I kind of like the under in the Nadal match if you can get under 40-ish, 40.5. Because
who do you like to win the match then? For why you like the under? Do you like Nadal to win the match then?
I do think Nadal will win, but I don't. I think you could easily get a under 40 from Berrettini too. With the way he's had to play so many deep set, he's so tired. Nadal, he has to be. He has to be tired, unless he's a horse, which he might be a part horse.
He's been a horse his whole life. He's been a horse his whole life. I'm not sure.
Well, what's that? What's the Nadal money line at? It's what, minus 300?
It's been fluctuating between like minus 225 and minus 250.
I'm surprised it wouldn't be higher just because it's Nadal, but
yeah, I think people are. Some people are putting money on Berrettini because of the big serve, and I just don't like the way Berrettini moves on the court. Like, especially
I kind of stopped watching on the men's side of thing when my boy Zervier, went out. Yeah, and when he went out, I was like, well, damn it, there went my future bet on the men's side of things, and so I was just kind of like, yeah, just gave up watching it.
Man. You know, I stopped watching men's tennis back in probably about 2008. When my man. No.
Yeah, if Collins comes out with that killer instinct, man, like she did against Swiatek, like we called that too. Like we knew Collins was live on that one.
Yeah. No, I took Collins too on that because like we talked about. I was like, well, if Collins goes against Iggy, yeah, I'll take Collins just because it's a better match for her. But if she had to go against Kanippy, then it was like, well, I'll take Kanippy then because it's Collins is gonna have a harder time. But so yeah, we were right on that one. And I'll take Collins if it gets a +5.5. I'll be on Collins. That's sure.
Everyone's gonna all those money line bets for Barty and the futures on Barty.
Well, yeah, the book need is going to be heavy for Collins for sure. So it's kind of like all that money's on Barty right now, and then it's the Australian Open. She's Australian, right? So that money's just pouring in on her, and she has all that pressure on her. And sometimes she folds under pressure too. Barty does. So we'll see. I just can't see Barty just 6'2" in her. I just can't see that. So
yeah, no. If I was gonna pick a side though in this men's one, I'd probably lean the game spread with Berrettini and take the under.
What's that at 4.5 or something?
I think it's at 3.5, 4.5. It depends what juice you
what juice you want, yeah.
But yeah, if I was gonna go side, I'd probably prefer the under.
All right. So this last picks before I go off the air, then we'll stick around and talk about. So your best pick, side total or side whatever. What's your best
for the NFL?
Pick? Yeah.
For the NFL,
best pick.
I'm actually gonna go with the best pick. I probably would say give me the Rams to cover the 3.5.
3.5. All right.
Yep.
Legion?
Yeah, I'm gonna have to on that Rams game. I go back and forth between the Rams 3.5 or the under 46. So I'm a firm believer if the Rams win and cover, that stays under. That's just kind of how I see the game. And if it goes the opposite way, then that means the 49ers have offense all of a sudden, and they're probably going to have a chance to win the game. So I'll say my bet would be the under 46. But I also like the Rams -3.5 as well. So
okay, all right. Rick?
I'm going to take a teaser. I'm going to take Kansas City with San Francisco as my biggest play. And if I had to go a straight play, I'd also take the under in the Rams game.
All right.
Yeah.
Sounds good. Rossman?
I think we're all pretty much consensus here with the Rams. I like Rams -3.5. I think it's a strong bet. Yeah, the under is great too. I think either it's a coin toss on either one of those. If we want to go outside of the box, my 2 is I'm going Bengals +7.5.
I'd agree with that too. If you're going against the grain.
My thing is, if you get Rams -3, I'm on the Rams, and I'm on if I get the Chiefs -7, I'm on the Chiefs.
The half point for Rams scares you that? I think it's a touchdown.
No, I'm just saying. Oh, no. I'm just saying if I get I'm saying wait until game time because you might be able to get Rams -3 or 2.5.
Well,
or sometimes just the game is live and that half a point.
I'm just saying I'll take the Rams if I can get the Rams -3. I'm not, mate. If it comes out, I might take the 49ers plus 3.5. I'm just saying my point, my pick would be the Rams -3.
And I think that half point will stick around until Sunday if it moves at all. So
I think it'll go down soon. All right, guys, great,
good show.
Hey, but if you could just stick around for 2 seconds after we go off the air, can you just stick around for 2 seconds? So we
Yeah,
just
that's fine.
talk?